Hi, very good afternoon to all. My name is Bhavana and our subject is Business Economics. We are continuing our lecture. In this previous video, we discussed short-run production functions. What is the short-run production function? Short-run production function shows the relationship between the how much inputs we are giving. For that inputs, how much maximum output we are receiving. They show the relationship between the inputs and outputs. And the short-run production function says, in the inputs, at least one input factor is fixed. Means there is no change in the one input factor. And we discussed there are three types of products: total product, marginal product and average product. Total product means it shows total output for how much inputs we are deriving, we are giving. It can be described in total output. And average output. Average output means how much total product and also for each unit of output how much inputs we are using. Here we are considering single unit of output, how much inputs we are giving. And in marginal product, for every additional unit production of output, suppose up to now we are producing 100 units, now onwards we want to produce 105 units. For that 5 units, how much inputs we are giving. So it can be described in marginal product. And we are continuing our lecture. Our next topic is isocont curves. Already we discussed what is the isocont curve and we discussed the properties and assumptions. Today I want to discuss isocont curve and types of isocont curve. An isocont is a curve representing the various combinations of two inputs that produce the same amount of output. Already we discussed in our previous classes in types of production. In types of production function only I discuss each and everything, that is law of diminishing marginal utility in short run and in the long run isocont curves and law of returns to scale. Isocont curves means here we are taking two variable inputs, means here we are taking two inputs, that is labor and capital. For this labor and capital there is a changes. Suppose the labor is increased, the capital is decreases. These two are inversely related in isocont. For this there is some output. The output is fixed, but there is a changes in only inputs. Means suppose the output is 100, but the inputs is labor and capital. Here labor is 10. The labor is it's also 10. Here the labor is 20. Here the capital is 5. But the output is same. How much there is a change in labor and capital, but the output is same. It shows the relationship between the inputs of two variables, that is labor and capital. An isocont is a curve represents the various combinations of two inputs that produce same amount of output. I already discussed by drawing a diagram also. An isocont is also known as, we can say it is an iso product curve, equal product curve or product curve, indifference curve. These are the names of the isocont curves. The same level of output can be produced. What is the same level of output? 100 level by produced by various combinations of factor inputs. What is here factors of inputs? Labor and capital. By changing this labor and capital, but there is a constant output. The locus of all possible combinations is called isocont. The locus means there is a locus point that is called an isocont curves. For drawing this, wait, I will show. See here, this is an isocont curve. Already we discussed. Here there are changing of labor and capital, but the output is same. Each and every point, we can say it is a locus of the point. Each and every point gives same level of satisfaction, but there is a change in labor or change in capital, but the output is same. See here. The same level of output can be produced by various combinations of factor of inputs. The locus of all possible combinations, there is all possible combinations, we can say it is an isocont. Isocont shares the relationship between the two variable inputs, that is we are taking the labor and capital, but the output is same. The output is same, but there is a changes in inputs only. So where the points give each and every point give the equal level of satisfaction. Suppose while I am taking 5 labor and 10 capital, output is 15, and there is I am taking 10 labor and 5 capital. The output is same, but there is a changes in labor and capital, but each and every combination gives this equal and same satisfaction. They are the characteristics of isocont. I think already discussed, but now also let's see here. An isocont slopes down to right, is always slopes downwards like this, and isocont is convex to the origin. Why? I want to draw here graph maybe. there is a labor and capital I am taking. Just I am drawing the diagram. Convex is like that. For every point we can enjoy the equal level of satisfaction. This is a convex, we can say this. For every point of output we are enjoying equal level of satisfaction. And isocont is a smooth and continuous. It is a smooth and continuous. Isocont do not intersect. If there are two isoconts, the other form will like that, the other form will like that, but they do not intersect each other. Each and every combination, here labor and capital is output. Labor is 5 and capital is 10. The output is 50. Here is also 50 and 20. 25 I am taking. So 2, sir. 10. 5. Whatever there is a changes in labor and capital, but the output is same at each and every combination. Like here 5-10 combination, 25-2 combination, 10-5 combination, each and every combination we get equal level of satisfaction. You can say there is an isocons curve. There are different types of isocons curve. Let's see here. Linear isocont. This type assumes perfect substitutability, means where the products have perfect substitutes. Example, we can say tea and coffee is a perfect substitute. We can drink while recording the tea as the coffee because of relaxation. Someone take relaxation, so we can say there is a perfect substitutes of tea and coffee. In the perfect substitutes, the curve will be a linear. Linear means we know that it should be like that. The curve will be a linear. This type assumes perfect substitutability between the factors of production, that is given output. Say 50 units can be produced by using only capital. Here we consider the capital are only a labor by a large number of combinations of capital and labor. Here we are taking labor and capital as inputs. While these inputs are changed, but the output is same. But the curve will be the linear. So in which type of goods the curve will be the linear? In perfect substitutability. I feel there is a perfect substitute. Petrol and diesel and tea and coffee, in cool drinks, thumbs up and Pepsi, these are the perfect substitutes. In perfect substitutes only, in isocont curve it should be a linear shape. This type assumes perfect substitutability between the factors of production, that is given output. Say 50 units is our output, but these 50 units we are taking different capital. There is a changes in capital and labor, but each and every combination gives same satisfaction. In this type of goods we get linear isocont. Next, input output isocont. If we assume strict complementary, means there is no substitutes, means there is a coffee, sugar is a supplementary goods. Between the inputs we get input output isocont. When there is only one method of production for any commodity, its isocont take the shape of angle. There is a it comes like an angle. We know that angle means like that. There is an 80 degrees, some like 140 degrees or 180 degrees. It should come like this angle, but there is a linear. But in complementary goods it should be like this. Input output isocont occurs when there is a complementary goods. When there is a perfect substitutes, it is a linear isocont. But where there is an complementaries, if we assume strict complementary, that is there is no substitutes between the inputs, we get input output isoconts. Then when there is only method of production for any commodity, it is isoconts take the shape of, it takes an angle. I hope understand. If the linear isocont occurs when there is a perfect substitutes, input output isocont occurs when it is in complementary goods. Already we know that what are the substitutes, what are the complementary goods. And kinked isocont, this assumes limited continuous substitutability of capital and labor. Means the substitutes of labor and capital is limited, means all substitutes, but it is very limited. Limited substitutes, then kinked isocont will occur. You know that kinked curve means while drawing this there is a kink like this. There is a small kink. Means when there is a limited substitutes, the curve will occur like this. Since there are only few processes available for producing any says P1, P2, P3 and substitutability of factors is possible at Kent. Means substituting the goods is very less. Then kinked isoconts is occur. Next, smooth convex isoconta. This form assumes continuous substitutability of capital and labor only over a certain range, beyond which factor cannot be substitutes for each other. Such isocont appears as a smooth curve convex. It is just normal curve. It is the smooth and convex to the origin. This curve will be like that. Means it says the form assumes continuous substitutability. There is a continuous substitutions, but up to a range. Up to range only we can substitute. Then it can occur smooth convex isocont. There are 4 types of isoconts curve. Linear isocont occurs when there is a perfect substitute. It occurs like this linear, and input-output combination. In input-output combination occurs when the goods are complementary. Then the curve will be like angle 140 degrees or 180 degrees. And next, kinked isocont. Kinked isocont means when there is a limited substitutes, then our curve will be like this. There is a small kink, then curve will be like this. And smooth convex isocont, when there is a substitute, but up to a range only we can substitute, and then the curve is like convex to the origin. This is the normal isocont curve. So basically the most of the isocont curves are smooth convex isocont curve, like this we already discussed. Up to now we discussed what are the isoconts and types of isoconts curve. This is I am explaining this concept. I think this is the third time. Already in previous lectures a lot of time we discussed what are the isoconts, what are these properties, and we discussed what are the assumptions also. If anyone do not watch the video, please go through and watch this video, then you get a very good clarity. Next, what is an isocost curve? Isocost curve is the loss traced by various combinations of L and K, each of which cause they produce the same amount of money. Like it is similar to the isocont curve, it is more similar to that only. Produce the same amount of money. Here also we are taking 2 inputs. For these inputs we are producing same amount of money. Isocost line shows various combinations of labor and capital that the firm can buy for a given factor of prices. By giving different prices, here also the output is fixed by the changes in only 2 factors. Slope of isocost is PL by PK, means price of a labor by price of capital. As same as isocont or isocost curve also, here we are showing the products, but here we are showing the money. Here we are showing the prices. That is only the difference. A set of isocost lines can be drawn from different levels of factor prices or different sums of money. Based on different prices, we can draw different levels. Isocont and isocost are same. Isocont represents the quantity of goods. Isocost represents the money. With prices, it is only different. It shows the relationship between the input and output, and also here also the money is constant. For that money we have to be, suppose I have 500 rupees, mentioning its rupees, it is an output. For this output I want to purchase 2 goods. Like I want to purchase rice and wheat. So I want to purchase 10 kgs. 10. Here I want to sub 250 to 250 and 300 200. The output is same, but I want to means here the output is same, but the changes in these combinations only. But each and every combination we get equal satisfaction. It is an isocost curve as similar to that, but here we are mentioning the prices. That's it. The slope of the isocost line. With the change in factor prices, the slope of isocost will change. If there is a change in prices, the line also will change. If the price of labor falls, if there is a prices here they are taking labor and capital, but I am taking the rice and wheat. If the changes in prices of labor falls, labor means suppose we are paying for one labor 300 rupees, but it falls from 200, we can appoint more labors. Then the firm would buy more of labors and the line will shift away from the origin. Shift away means away from the origin, but the shape is from down to right only. The slope depends on the prices of factors of production and the amount of money which the firm spends on factor. Only the line, it shows it depends upon the prices of factors of production. Isocount and isocost are same. Isocount shows the quantities, but isocost shows the exact prices. That is the difference. That's it. When the amount of money spent by the firm changes, the amount of money, suppose the amount of money we discussed here 500, the amount of spent money changes from 1000. Here I am taking rice and wheat also changes. I want to consume 600 and 400, 500 and 500. Here the 1000, 400, 600. This is the 1000. But the output is 7, but the changes in this only. When the amount of money spent by the firm changes, the isocount line may shift, but the slope remains the same. Slope remains the same, but the lines will shift. A change in factor price makes in changes in slope of isocount loans as shown in figure. Let's see. This is the here labor and capital. This will be like that. Isocost and isocount both are same. Isocost define the prices, exact prices. Here also the output is same, but for this output we have to be divided based on our necessity. Suppose I want more rice, so I want to spend more amount on rice, less amount on it. Based on our requirements, we have to distribute our output into two inputs. It shows the relationship between the inputs and outputs only, and where there is the line also from left to right only, because it is downward sloping, and it is convex to the origin, as same as isocount and isocost are same. I hope you understand this lecture. If you have any doubt up to now, please let me know. Today we are discuss what are the short run production functions, isocount, types of isocount curve, and isocost. Isocost and isocount are same. And up to now we complete 3 units. Let's see here. We complete our first unit. Next we complete our demand concepts and elasticity of demand. Let's see here. Production function, isocost curves, isocount curves, law of diminishing marginal utility already we discussed, short run production function, input combinations, and type theory of production, production function. I complete each and every topic. If anyone do not listen the previous videos, please kindly go through and watch the videos. If you have any doubt up to now, up to 3 units, please let me know. I definitely repeat again which concept you have doubt, or the particular student are unable to understand any particular concept. Please let me know. I definitely repeat it. And if you have any doubts till now up to the 3rd unit, please let me know. You can personally text me also. I definitely reply. Thank you so much. I hope you understand this lecture. I don't know about the capabilities of students, and I am not see you. This is the main problem I am facing. So if you have any doubt, but due to pandemic, everyone can't do anything. That is the reason. So if you have any doubt, but no problem, it's okay. If you have any problem up to now, please let me know. And you want to any changes in my lecture, I am asking from starting video. But okay, if you want any changes in my lecture also, please inform me. I definitely will change. Thank you so much. I hope each and everyone understand these lectures. If you have any doubt or any you want to tell to anything with me, you can contact me. Thank you. Have a nice day. Study hard.